Earlier this year, Ragan Smith won her first big title at the prestigious American Cup. Now this weekend, she could become national champion with her coach, one of the great Olympians, Kim Zmeskal. Now they're both on the short side, but that means when they dream big, they're really just seeing eye to eye. Get the gold medals ready again. Those memories now already a year old. Let's start to make some new ones as NBCSN is proud to present the 2017 P&G Gymnastics Championships. We're at the home of the NHL's Anaheim Ducks, the Honda Center, on a gorgeous Southern California evening here in Anaheim. Now, the final five are not competing, but they are here. Simone Biles and Laurie Hernandez and our Andrea Joyce will be talking to them later on tonight. Their absence means there are some wide openings for these women on night one of the competition. 4 rotations tonight, 4 on Saturday. Add up all the scores, which all count, and then you have a national champion and a very good idea who's going to represent the United States at the upcoming World Championships in Montreal. And we take you back to what happened in Rio de Janeiro. Gymnasts who've done that are side by side with me, Nastia Lukin, Tim Daggett. I'm Al Troutwig, and it's amazing. If you think about it, this group of women warming up behind us, almost their entire life, they have seen nothing on TV but American women winning medals. I'm really curious to see what kind of gymnasts that creates.
Well, that truly creates a lot of inspiration. And when you're able to see somebody from your country, sometimes even from your gym, win Olympic gold, that is exactly what you want to do. And you're inspired and motivated to do the exact same thing.
Okay, you know, it's a, hey, this is possible kind of thing. Now, Ragan Smith was the first name we came on the air with tonight. Is she good enough to say that this is her competition to lose?
Absolutely. You know, she just barely missed out on making the most dominant gymnastics team in the history of the sport. She was so close to going to Rio. She is better than ever. She looks more prepared here than I have ever seen her before. Another name to look out for, though, Morgan Hurd. This girl is going to make you smile. She's got so many wonderful qualities, just a vivacious personality, and it really shows in her gymnastics.
Okay, now, Nastia, your dad is the national team coordinator now, and he's the boss. And you're talking about things he's doing and saying. How do you go about and balance that?
Well, you know, for me, my entire life was kind of that same balance, because as my coach, when we were in the gym, he was just my coach. When we went home, he was just my dad. And, you know, when I look out there on the floor and see him, he is just the head coach. But the only difference is, you know, after we leave this arena, we might go have dinner together.
Don't tell him he's just your dad. Warm-up coming to an end. Boy, there's a face, Tim and Nastia. I mean, you're just not going to forget her.
Yeah, she's fantastic. She's got so many tremendous qualities. She actually was adopted from China when she was only 11 months old, and I told her when I first got to meet her before the U.S. Challenge Classic this year, I said, you know, it's ironic because you have all of these qualities that the Chinese team is looking for. Not only are you elegant and graceful, but you're so powerful. They're going to be really mad when they see you at the World Championships.
And not only is her gymnastics amazing too, but Tim, I think you mentioned at the top of the show, she's just has so much energy, and when you talk to her, her eyes just light up, and she is just so excited to be able to be here, finally a senior, and have a real shot to not only make this World Championship team this year, but Tokyo 2020.
Now, by the way, there was more than one reason that group in Rio was the final five. It was the last of the Marta Caroli era, but it was also the last time we think that 5 representatives will be in the World Championship on the women's side. Now, that means in this particular case, you have Ragan Smith, let's say, and Morgan Hurd, let's say, and maybe...
And you know, there, of course, Simone Biles and Laurie Hernandez, as you mentioned, Tim, from the same gym as Laurie. And you have to think, as we talked about earlier, the generations that have come and these girls have watched and been inspired by them. And obviously, Riley training in that same gym as Laurie, definitely inspired by her Olympic success.
You know, there's a new tradition in golf where all the young guns, whoever's not winning that week, they all gather at the 18th green to see the new young gun who's winning that week. And it's just very, very cool, as it is with Laurie and Simone being here tonight. tonight. So Frazier gets a 14.1, and here's Ragan Smith.
And I'll tell you what, if you look at how far she has come on this one event, it is astounding. She was kind of a beamer in contention to make that Rio team, but she has really filled out her program on the uneven bars. Super difficult routine because of these skills right here, where she scoots her feet in between the bars, 3 in a row.
Little leg separation right there.
Now she'll transition. Really good combination. A little shy on that handstand. Actually, a little bit more than a little shy. Very good. Should get a good score, but she can be way better than that.
On the night of the opening of the Beijing Games, 08, she was having her 8th birthday, and I'm sure by then everybody thought they were onto something. And Riley McCusker gets a 13.9.
And that 1.3 in deductions on floor, that is actually an excellent execution score.
And Ragan Smith, deductions a little high, 1 point. 1 of 4 rotations on night 1 here in Anaheim, California. And as things normally go in this sport, you score higher on the vault compared to some of the other numbers. So until Ragan Smith goes to the vault, we're not sure what these standings mean right now. But she still is in 3rd place to Elena Arenas. It's night 1, no champions tonight, no medals. That will happen on Sunday on NBC. We'll be back as the 2nd rotation begins. Ragan Smith, right where she might want to be.
It is to be standing alongside these two again, Simone and Lori. You guys have been giggling and talking like it's a high school reunion. You dominated this event the last 4 years. Some people are having Simone withdrawal. What's it like for you to be on the sidelines? I mean, we know you're an adrenaline junkie.
Yes, I am. It's actually kind of weird for me, but it's okay, like, to sit out one. I can imagine being on the floor right now.
You can't imagine it.
I know.
Well, you guys have both stepped away from the gym. Lori, both of you have had crazy years writing books, being Dancing with the Stars. What's the coolest thing you got to do this year?
Everything, really. It's really hard to pick one thing, but I'm so blessed to have so many opportunities and hopefully many more to come.
Well, no one from the Final 5 is here competing, but nobody has officially retired. You talked about going back into the gym later this year. You're laughing about this.
Yeah, because I actually started like 2 Fridays ago. Yeah.
And?
I'm weak. But I'm coming back. Like, I'm just doing conditioning and basics right now, but
look out, everybody. And Lori, what about you? I mean, I have a feeling that, like, you call and say, well, I'll do it if you do it.
Sort of. No, but I mean, it's more just, again, taking your time and making sure that you don't come back too soon because then you could get injured. So we're just really taking our time right now.
All right, well, I know a lot of folks would love to have some more memories with the two of you. Have fun this weekend.
thank you. Good luck.
Al?
Wow, we should all be that happy. But a little news there, no?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I mean, she's been saying that, though. She's been saying she's going to start getting back into the gym, doing a little bit. And she's doing it the right way. You don't want to just jump right into that. You got to get, back into gymnastics shape, which is a pretty unique thing.
Okay, so now let's check in on Ragan Smith on the always perilous balance beam. She started this rotation in 3rd place.
And could easily jump to the top of the leaderboard because of this event. As I said, it was the event that really gave her an opportunity to be a part of that Final 5 in Rio. She's always been tremendous on the balance beam. From start to finish, it is jam-packed. There is her coach.
And her mentor. And when you talk about this, you have to talk her coach and her mentor.
Bella Caroli, obviously, a long-time staple in U.S. gymnastics. Of course, the original coach of Nadia Comaneci as well.
So we talked about it earlier today, a few of us, that if you're a coach and you haven't really competed at a very high level, like in an Olympics, there's only so much you can give an athlete. But if you can give them that coaching, and then you can get into the head games of what happens in an event like that, you might be able to give them that extra few percent.
Well, because it really is, I always think that these gymnasts are always so physically prepared, but it's the ones that are more mentally prepared that can kind of come up to the challenge. Oop, and that was a little bit of a bobble right from the top. Not very typical for Ragan.
Do a combination series right here. Nice. Same thing we saw from Morgan Hurd, that back with a full. Great. Oh boy. A little bit tentative. She's doing her more difficult dismount here. It's called a Patterson. Oh, nope, she opted to go with probably a very smart, veteran-like decision. She was going to do the more challenging dismount, but already had some struggles and went with the double pipe.
Couple jumpy places. Okay. Settle it down. Get a good one on the floor there.
Yeah, and you hear Kim say, you know, settle down a little bit, because she really did just seem a little off right from the top.
But this looked great until the very end. She just goes a little bit past, has to make that adjustment with her knees.
And here's that beautiful combination, back handspring with a back layout. And this is kind of where it went a little strange. So she's just doing a split with the half turn and was just completely off.
Yeah, right.
Wow, landed on one foot. So that's an amazing save.
And you could see shoulders, hips, everything was out of alignment right from the very start of that jump. Amazing she stayed on.
She did seem a little uptight, didn't she, when she came off?
Yeah, I mean, this routine right here, that's close.
And Ragan Smith, you know, these scores, we're still trying to figure out exactly what they all mean. On vault, a 14.5 is okay.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, she escaped that right there, because she had some flaws in that routine that I thought they were going to be a little bit more stringent on.
Come on, Shania.
And you know, this is obviously, it was disappointing for Morgan having that fall, but again, this is the first year into the new quad. She has a bright future ahead of her, and this doesn't mean nothing is being decided here tonight. Not a national title, not a world team, so she still has a chance.
Well, her mind's not going to be a happy place with a 12.3. And remember,
You cannot jump your body into the air, which she did not.
we're still in the third rotation. That'll be the uneven bars for Riley McCusker, who's had a good night so far, Nasia, huh?
She really has, and this event is pretty crucial for Riley. You know, struggled a little bit in training on a few different skills, but when she hits her routine, it is very good. And again, we have to remember, you know, she's coming back from multiple injuries, so probably not in the best competition form as she could be in a few weeks if she were to make that World Championship team.
I actually, though, watched her this morning do the entire routine, and it was by far the best I have seen her look. Everything was darn near perfect. It all gets really challenging from here on out. Multiple releases in a row right here.
And another one right here.
And down to the low.
So far, beautiful.
Nice transition. Has a very unique dismount. Had troubles on this in training. There you go. That's the Riley McCusker that Coach Maggie Haney has been waiting to see right there. There she is. Of course, the coach of Lori Hernandez and that dream team from Rio last summer.
And we can update some scores now. Morgan Hurd gets a 13.9 on vault.
And that's disappointing.
And Johnson Scharf a 13 on the balance beam. Okay, you'd have had a headline if we told you Ragan Smith was not the leader going into night 2, but she is not leading right now to the floor.
New routine for her. Love this. Really playful, sassy.
Got a little Austin Powers feel to it. You know, Nasty, we talk about passing down from the generations, and no one is Simone Biles, but I thought that had a little bit of Simone Biles feel to it. You?
You know, yeah, I think so too. And what's really unique about this routine was the dance, and it was just so much fun. She's not only a crowd pleaser. You know, you kind of look around the crowd and everyone's smiling. I know I was sitting here watching and smiling myself.
Look at Kim Zemesko. Consider what she's been through in Olympic and World Championship settings. This is different. She can't do anything about it.
Oh, golly.
I don't know. I've never been a coach, Tim. I know you have, but that probably is even harder to be the coach when you really have no control over it than the actual athlete.
But you can tell happiness when you see it.
That's for
Absolutely.
sure.
She told us that her best quality is that she's quick, and she said, I think people think I'm cute. I would have to agree.
Ragan Smith and Riley McCusker. She's had a great night. If she can get through what lies ahead in the next rotation, she'll be satisfied and will be relieved. We'll explain. So on a less than beautiful night, Ragan Smith, the favorite, is still up there at the top, and she's got a nice lead of 1.3. But Riley McCusker knows what's coming up for her is a real acid test on the balance beam, and Trinity Thomas, in her first competition this big, is in third place. Harley did that stuff. It was such breakthrough stuff at the time.
Yeah, she was tremendous. A great champion.
Well, can Ragan Smith be like a Carly Patterson? She's in first place, and she comes to the end of her first night on the vault, where she can score well.
Now on vault for Texas Rangers, Ragan Smith. Now on court exercise from Colorado Rapids,
Well, pretty good. You know, she can be better.
That's what you've been saying all night.
And she will be better on Sunday night. I can just about guarantee it. That was very good, but her beam was a little bit iffy, and her uneven bars. But I'll tell you what, she is a force to be reckoned with.
Okay, Sal. Now Riley McCusker stands next to the balance beam. And I can't imagine how you could be her and not be thinking a little bit of what we're thinking, because back at the American Cup, she scared the heck out of everybody.
Oh, yep, she just completely misses 1 foot. And that, I said it then, and I'll re-say it, could have been catastrophic. She was able, believe it or not, to get up and finish that competition.
Boy, how much are you rooting for her to have a great journey here?
You are, and you know that's exactly what we just did on air. So good thing she's not watching. But that's what you don't want to do, is you do not want to replay this image in your mind over and over again. Clean slate, one skill at a time.
She also does these, but she'll do an additional one. You're allowed to do a triple turn like she did, and then she does 2 times around.
You know, we say we don't like that skill, but she definitely makes it look as beautiful as it can.
Now, Yanni Steele of Colorado Aerials on floor exercise. Moments ago, that was Deanne Souza of Texas Dreams on vault. Leah Clapper of Team America on an even bar. Coming up next on vault for Aiden will be Jordan Child.
Oh, and a little bit of a bobble there. She's supposed to connect these 2 elements. So she'll lose that connection bonus, as well as a little bit on the wobble.
And you know, after that fall at the American Cup and a weak performance for her, she was able to come back really strongly and win an international event in Jesolo, Italy. So she bounced back. Dismount right here. This foot, great. Very nice job. What a day.
And this has been Riley's day. All 4 events just about as good as we have ever seen her do.
So she did the same dismount, right?
Yes, she did.
She absolutely did.
Exact same.
And just look how beautiful. She's spot on. The first one she did was a triple twist, and then the second one she just did a double. But just beautiful. Every single element, every movement.
Here is the dismount. It was that second foot right there. She connects perfectly. Good jump. Double back somersault. Spots the ground, 1 step backwards, but 1 huge leap forward in her confidence and for her career from night 1 of these P&G championships.
You know, and that's exactly, Tim, what she needs. She just needed a night to hit all 4 events to have that confidence.
Okay, Ragan Smith, the leader, 14.4. That should keep her there, but McCusker's right with her. So were you nervous at all, either of you two, when she got to that point?
Yes, I was.
You, Nastia?
Not really, because things like that, of course they happen, and nobody's a robot, we're all humans, but at the same time, they don't typically happen more than once. And never say never, that can obviously happen again, but I think you kind of learn your lesson and you're a little bit more cautious.
14.4. This will be pretty close at the end of night 1. We've got something to talk about heading into Sunday.
And all week, as you know, what was the key for you to handle that and grab this first night lead?
I just had a goal in my mind and just to be calm and do my thing I usually do and just be happy here that I'm here and have a wonderful time.
You had a little bit of a battle on the beam. What did you tell yourself to settle yourself down and find your rhythm again?
Well, always things happen. So you have to be prepared for whatever, right? Like in practice and competition, that's what practice is for, right? So I just like shook it off my mind, and I was like, oh, okay, I can do this. I have still 2 more skills I can redeem myself for. So I know those other 2 skills.
So this is your second senior nationals, but how different is this experience here compared to last year with all of that pressure of the Olympics?
It's a lot different. There's not Allie or Simone or Lori and Gabby and Michaela and Maddie, and it's just different because there's a whole different group of girls, and it's kind of nice, like having a new generation, coming up. So I think it's a little less pressure, but I'm still kind of feel like it's the same because I had no idea what was going to happen like last year. So I'm just thinking of it just like as a normal year and no like added pressure, no less pressure. I'm just here to do my thing.
Well, you're like the grizzly veteran now, right?
Yeah, kind of.
All right, well, good luck on night 2. Thanks. Al?
That was priceless. We'll have more from Anaheim, California. And again, Simone Biles' epic performance that clinched it all. A floor exercise performance to remember at the Olympic Games, which is where Ragan wants to go. Olympics from Pyeongchang, Korea. In February, it comes to the networks of NBC Universal. We had some special guests here tonight. 2 of figure skating stars, Ashley Wagner, a world champion and an Olympian, Adam Rippon, a national champion, and I'm sure they have great expectations for February. We'll all be watching. Meanwhile, the final results here. At the top spot, it's pretty much what everyone thought would happen. Ragan Smith, expected to be the first ever national champion here on Sunday, but you always have to seal the deal. Riley McCusker, she really turned things around and had a fantastic night in second place, and then Jordan Childs in third. It's got to be a little bit of a dreamy feeling for Riley McCusker. Let's see if that's true. Here's Andrea Joyce.
Well, Al, we saw Riley struggling in training sessions all week long. We've talked about your injuries. How were you able to turn it around?
You know, I think it's just like a switch, and I go into like a really competitive mode, and I just think about my routines one piece at a time, and that's how I turn around.
But with everything that you've been through the last couple of months, I mean, how important was it for you psychologically to really get out there and do well?
I mean, I'm just so proud of myself because I didn't even know if I was going to be here, like, with all those injuries I had. So I'm so proud of myself. Like, I feel like I've come so long, and just I'm proud of how I did tonight.
And how do you take this momentum into night 2? What's the most important thing for you to do?
Just think one routine at a time, see the equipment, and that's all I need to do. Just do it again.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Al?
Okay, we'll take a break. When we come back. That unbelievable Simone Biles performance. She wasn't competing tonight, but she was here watching, that's for certain. That's how good she was. She went so high.
Oh my God, the most difficult stuff being done in the world, and she does it so effortlessly. I am a gymnastics junkie, a fan, and selfishly, I want to see her back. She's awesome.
That feeling that she had is one you had. You know, your feet hit the cushion, and you know that's it. And all the work comes out in that in one big breath.
It really does, and I think just sitting here watching, as you said, I had goosebumps watching it and knowing exactly what was going to happen. But that moment, the moment that your feet hit the floor on your final tumbling pass, knowing all you need to do is just land on your feet, and your life is going to change in a blink of an eye. It's incredible.
That was worth it. Now, Ragan Smith, she's in good shape here, right?
No, she absolutely is. She can be much better. You compare her routines to that right there, and it's not at the same level, but she is a gamer, and I believe she'll come back on Sunday and be magnificent.
It doesn't have to be there tonight or Sunday. It has to be there in 3 years. Coming up next, it's Truck Tech. The 2017 P&G Gymnastics Championships continues tomorrow with day 2 of the senior men's competition. Coverage begins at 9 Eastern right here on NBCSN. It'll be repeated on Sunday night, and we will have the women's championship on NBC. For our entire NBC Sports crew, I'm Al Troutwig with Nastia Lukin, Tim Daggett, and Andrea Joyce. Good night from Anaheim, California.
To get your kids to eat fruit every day, show them a fun, silly way to do it. Take an orange. Not only does it give them their daily dose of vitamin C, it can also provide their daily dose of fun. The more you know.
babe.
Hey.
Oh, what are you making?
It started as a BLT, but we ran out of L and T, so I'm just making a BM. Let's have bacon and mayonnaise.
Oh. Hey, I'm gonna go to Marshall's later and get us new suits for the spa this weekend.
I already have my Jets one. It's very comfortable. I like it.
Oh, honey, that's 20 years old.
Now the favorite coming in. What sets her apart, Nastia?
Well, it's everything about her, really. She's so confident on every single event, which we'll really see on the balance beam later. But this floor routine, brand new floor routine for her coming up, she has everything in the total package. She has the tumbling, she has the artistry, the flexibility, the power.
And she has the mentor as well. Kim Zemeskel, her coach, 1992 Olympic team bronze medalist, also 1991 world champion in the all-around, one of the all-time greats, and has just a ton of little stars on her gymnastics team right now.
And last year she was really just the newbie of the team. She was the alternate for the Olympic Games, that Rio Final 5 team. And this year has just had so much more confidence.
She just turned 17. Her birthday, interestingly enough, is 8/8. That was the day of the opening ceremony of the Beijing Olympics. And she took all that in. That was your time, Nastia.
And I talked to her about that Final 5 group, and she said it's definitely different because I miss them being here with me and cheering me on. But now I feel I'm one of them almost, just not quite as successful. Well, she can put that foot forward and claim a title here, a national all-around title.
A lot of fun in that one.
Great routine, really playful. Had a couple of small little things, missed a connection midway through on one of her tumbling passes, but I love that routine. I think it fits her so well.
Yeah, and you can tell she loves it and really embraces it. She says she runs off the energy that the crowd gives her, so she loves having that big crowd out there.
Not much for Kim Zemeskel to say.
James, you got score on this.
Now our first look at Riley McCusker. She had a horrific fall at the American Cup. On floor exercise, Ragan Smith is in good shape, 14.35. And McCusker a tenth better than that. But because of the deductions, which you guys talked about, it's a cautionary 14.45. Kim Zemeskel, one of the best ever, with Riley Smith. A lot to celebrate after the floor exercise performance. And celebrate they do, but a bigger one they hope is to come. In 2018, the world's best athletes compete on the world's biggest stage. The Winter Olympics coming in February to the networks of NBC Universal. Love that music. Pyeongchang, Korea. Here's your leader, Ragan Smith. She leads by 1.2, so she lost a tenth in the first rotation. Let's say she's a lock for the World Championships in October. That leaves 3 spots other than her. How many women here tonight are in play for those 3, would you say?
I think there's probably 7.
Yeah, I agree. But we counted about 6 or 7, and you know, again, it's not only this competition. They will go to a final selection camp at the training center, and they'll have to compete there again. So what the selection committee is really looking for is that consistency all the way around, not just to do well at one competition.
But we saw Riley McCusker there. We saw Jordan Childs. They are certainly in the conversation at this point. Riley McCusker, you know, before the meet began, day 1, I would say a lot of people had a lot of doubts. But, you know, not only did she rock day 1, but I can't overemphasize how important I believe it was that she struggled at the beginning of bars and was able to come back and really do a phenomenal routine after that. Showed a lot of character.
Scores. First of all, Riley McCusker does well.
1 point off in deduction. That may sound like a lot, but that is really great.
14.5. Green to go score, and Marzetta Frazier a 14.55. That's good on vault.
Very good score.
Now back to the leader.
She'll also do that Yurchenko with a double twist. All about the landing right here.
Now, I have to say, probably not as good as night 1, but still nothing terrible. Just didn't quite get that rotation like she did.
That's her coach, Chris Burdett, who's married to Kim Zameskel, but just doesn't get the same bounce that she typically does. A little bit soft, but look at this. This slide backwards, that's probably only a 10th and then another 10th. But they're going to have a few more deductions throughout that vault, I would say. The piking down.
Stick your landing, especially on such a difficult vault like that, and really just making it to your feet.
1.7 deductions, so that's a cautionary score. Back to Ragan Smith. That's a green to go score, 14.35. So she only has 2 more rotations to go to win this national championship. Riley McCusker into the picture here, looking toward a big future. She's got to stay in the moment. Here in Anaheim, Riley McCusker is forcing the issue. What was once a 1.3 lead for Ragan Smith, looking for her first national title, is now down to a still formidable but lower 1.05. Jordan Childs is in 3rd. Back for the 3rd rotation after this.
Watching these nationals, having Simone withdrawal. What is it like for you, though, to be on the sidelines?
It's kind of nice. It is a little bit weird and awkward for me because I've been competing in this meet for like 6 years now, so it's like, but I'm happy that I'm not here tonight.
You won the last 4, by the way. So you said in Rio over and over and over, my main mission is to enjoy the moment. 1 year later, as you look back, what did you enjoy most?
Oh my gosh, I think spending time with friends, family, doing things that I wouldn't be able to do while I was training, and just taking the time off, find myself, and like doing fun things.
Not being the queen with all that weight around your neck?
Yes, it's a lot easier, but it's, yeah.
So you told me the other day that you're back in the gym. Where are you? How's that going? And can you see yourself back here soon on the competition floor?
I don't have a set date on which competition I'm going to return to. I do want to turn to competing because I love it so much. But the beginning is it's okay.
You said you thought you were a little weak.
I am weak. I swear. Like, it's hard, or it's harder than I thought at least.
Finally, your teammate Allie made some comments about the handling of these sexual abuse allegations. Your thoughts?
Yes, well, I think we all support, the Final 5 all support what Allie is doing.
All right, thank you so much, Simone. Good luck back in the gym, and I know you got a lot of folks cheering for you to get back out there.
Thank you so much.
All right, Al?
Okay, we'll have to think about there. Shani Adams' score, a 13.2. we talked earlier about what Allie Raceman has said, and we gave you USA Gymnastics response. You were part of USA Gymnastics. What do you think about this?
Well, to be completely honest, I had a different experience with USA Gymnastics and had nothing but an incredible career, and unfortunately don't have that same experience. But they definitely have a huge platform, so hopefully they'll take that platform and put it to good use.
We just want what's best for all of the athletes. Everybody, I believe, on the floor wants that, and a lot of changes have been made and are being implemented, and I think they're going to help.
Some of the fans here are just cuter than others. Just in case it gets too loud, he's protected, and it looks like he's been to Disneyland.
What a face.
Here's Abby Walker from Vidalia, Georgia, famous for their onions. Check her out in warm-up. This is really interesting.
Ragan Smith is tiny, and look at the thing that's so cute. She's about 6 inches shorter than the low bar, but she actually bends over a little bit like she might hit it.
Well, you never know one day.
Yeah, right. Not today.
First time seeing her.
Well, right to the handstand there.
That's exactly what the judges are looking for.
Nice job. Once again, another, wow, rock solid handstand. And that is so cool. If you see that from the side, it's like she has got a long way to travel from one bar to the other.
And that is why we showed you Abby Walker.
So, like I said, she's so tiny, and it makes this skill, it's called a pack salto, a back laid out somersault. She has got to change zip codes. Look at the height and how far away that bar is. Awesome. I saw her do that in training, and I had to go right down on the floor and check it out up close. Kim was laughing at me.
You got it, Trent.
Score in a moment. Rather low 12.9. We'll discuss as the P&G Gymnastics Championships continue. Thursdays this fall, the 16-time Emmy winner is back as part of a big new night of comedy. Will and Grace returns Thursdays this fall on NBC. To remember, and here she is, four-time Olympic medalist. Nastia, what were you thinking with that hug?
It was such an amazing experience to be able to go into the Olympic Games together. We were actually roommates, obviously remain the best of friends, but we were the first American duo to do that and go 1-2, and the Beijing Olympics were just incredible.
Now those World Championships will be seen on the NBC networks, and undoubtedly on the screen then will be Ragan Smith. She is still in first place by more than a point.
And I'll tell you, she is so vastly improved from 1 year to the other on the uneven bars, doing a lot of these inside skills where she scoots her feet between her hands. Those are very difficult.
Even more so difficult connecting all these skills in a row.
Another release. Oh, was actually supposed to connect that one, but she'll lose some bonus points, but it was a good decision. I don't think she could have pulled it off. It was too close to the bar. Well, it was very good, but it's not what she can do at this point in time. And, it's funny because she's powerful, but she doesn't let herself be patient enough on her landing. She's always, standing up a little too quickly, and so she did that. And didn't just have one hop, but had a couple of them.
And here's that combination. So you see her feet go through the bar, not putting them on, which makes it a lot more difficult. And she'll do a 360, a full pirouette here, and immediately into another one of those. Inside circle. A little bit of a, her legs aren't completely together, toes a little flexed, but again, you really can only see that when we're slowing it down like this.
Absolutely.
And here you go, Ragan Smith, as the door is just slightly open. Be careful, the yellow caution is out. 14.1 with 1.7 in deductions. And Riley McCusker does not take advantage of Ragan Smith's low score because she gets 2 points in deductions and gets a 13.2. So Ragan Smith still has a formidable lead heading into the fourth and final rotation that could give her the national championship. Ragan Smith, another great gymnast from Texas. She has increased her lead to 1.95. The balance beam is the final thing that stands in her way to a national championship in Anaheim, California. Back after this on NBC. Well, there's a gold medal row. That is the final five. Gabby Douglas, Allie Raisman, Madison Koshin, Simone Biles, and Lori Hernandez supporting the next group of gymnasts. They're all taking the year off. We'll see what the future brings. Simone Biles has told us she is back in the gym. Doesn't feel strong yet. Meanwhile, the Marta Caroli era is over. That man is now running the show, Valery Lukin. And Nastia, of course, he's your dad. How do you balance that one out?
He is, but that's kind of the way my life has always been. When I was competing on that competition floor in the gym, he was just my coach. When we went home, he was just my dad. So this isn't really unusual for me because when I look out in the arena on the competition floor and see him, he's just the head coach. The only difference is we might leave this arena tonight and go to dinner together as a family.
How come I never get invited?
Got to be nice to him.
Well, meanwhile, the standings include a big lead for Ragan Smith. But the interesting thing, that's a really big lead. I mean, something really, really bad would have to happen. Anyway, McCusker is in second place. She might be a little vulnerable with Frazier and Childs both tied. So that means there's two chances to maybe catch her.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's all going to develop in the fourth rotation.
Yeah. Mars Frazier actually has over a point in potential score ahead of Riley McCusker. Riley's going to vault where she is watering down. It has a maximum of 14.4, and Mars, as I said, has a maximum of 15.5.
Well, you saw that deep breath from McCusker. So much tension. The end in sight. Boy, not too many of us were thinking silver. Here's Jordan Childs on the balance beam where a lot can go wrong. We've seen that for years. She's in a tie for third. So if she wants to challenge the silver medal of McCusker, she has got to nail this.
Coming up next on Ball for Oasis will be Jake Carey. Coming up next on the Eagle Bars for 52.80 will be Alona.
Oh, boy. Oh, my. Cannot believe what she just did there. And she can't believe what she just did there either. That was all improvisation. She's just spinning. And
it almost looked like she couldn't even stop herself.
Yeah, I'm just looking around at the coaches on the floor and some of the other athletes, and they're all just blown away. She was supposed to stay down low the entire time.
Well, after kind of put that beside her. Great beam routine so far. Just the dismount right here.
Nice double pike, and what a landing.
Let's check out these reactions. I think I heard her say, I have no idea what happened.
I'm sure she doesn't. Because she's supposed to stay in this position right here the whole time. She gets off balance, she stands up, and she keeps turning. That she didn't come off the bench. If someone tried to replicate that, 1,000,000 times they wouldn't be able to pull that off. Like I said, all the coaches on the floor just mesmerized.
I was a trip. I was supposed to do a double squat, but I stood up and I did a triple.
You know, I don't even know if she's ever done that, actually trying to do it, just a triple turn like that. Maybe she has, but that was...
Jordan Childs in a tie in third. Okay.
I think the judges were perplexed as to what to do for that. And you know what? They had to come up with a value for that element. And I'm not sure. She thought she only did 3 total turns. I'm not sure if she did 4.
I believe she did actually do 4.
Okay, so she comes out of that all right. Meanwhile, Carrie, first vault, 14.4. Second vault, 14.35. And this is Riley McCusker's last go at it. She's on the vault, trying to clinch her silver medal.
You know, she's going to do a little bit of a easier vault than what we've seen from some of the other competitors. But very clean, beautiful body position in the air, gets a lot of height. So really she just wants to try to really get that landing and try to get as close as sticking it to possible.
She needs better than a 13.6 to stay in that silver medal spot.
And that would be really hard because this, like I said, this vault has a maximum score of 14.4. She's capable.
Wow.
This
is going to be close.
Yeah, she's got to do what she usually does with great form, but then she's got to nail the landing. And it was pretty good.
It was very
pretty good.
And now it's really up to the judges because we've seen them all weekend long. Sometimes they're a little bit more strict, sometimes not as much. But the thing that she has going for her is that beautiful body position in the air.
Shenikova gets knocked 12.8, but right now, what is the number for McCusker? We'll have that after this as we head to the finish line in the P&G Gymnastics Championships. All night long, Riley McCusker has been in second place, and now she's not. The vault she needed was better than a 13.8, and she gets a 13.4. She's now in third. Jordan Childs is in second. And coming up in a moment, Margzetta Frazier, who could knock McCusker off the podium. But now to the leader, Ragan Smith. Remember saying it so many times, maybe for Simone Biles. Okay, maybe not her best night, but she's still crushing the field.
Absolutely, and she basically, if she's remotely clean, she is going to win a national title. And, you know, I say it every time at this point. You know, there are a lot of things you dream of when you're a little gymnast. You want to go to the Olympics, win a gold medal, go to a World Championships, win an American Cup, but you also want to be able to say, absolutely, that I am the U.S. national all-around champion, and that is right within her grasp. Big tumbling combination here. Gorgeous.
Just beautiful, but coming up right here, that same skill we saw from Morgan Hurd, standing back with a full twist.
Woo!
Wow, her foot completely slipped off the beam, but she was able to hold it on. And just rock solid so far.
One of the ways Ragan kept herself relevant was balance beam in the 2016 conversation. If she gets through this, she is the national champion right there, Ragan Smith.
American Cup, check. national championship check. Montreal, here she comes.
One leg. You gotta do one.
I was like, I'm at 2 today.
Get it, baby. Good job. Good job.
Good job, Ragan.
That was awesome.
Guys, we're done.
I know.
Tremendous relief knowing that it's all done.
You got it.
All right, what's with the one leg landings, though?
So good.
Ragan Smith, that'll clinch this national championship with ease. 15.05 with just over a point in deductions.
It almost looks like a 15 had gone into extinction in gymnastics. But that was great.
So we have now...
This year, Ragan said that she wanted to kick butt in 2017. You won the American Cup, and now you're standing here with your first national championship. Can you describe what this moment is like?
It feels amazing just to feel like all my hard work has paid off. It feels amazing to be here and competing with all these girls.
You were the favorite, the heavy favorite. You were in the headlines all week. Some people wilt under that spotlight. Why does that bring out the best in you?
It just makes me feel like have a great energy, and I love the crowd, and I love like intention, so it makes me feel like so special, and yeah.
Well, your coach told me, Kim told me, that she thought she was going to have to get the hook to take you off the floor because you were soaking up the crowd so much.
Yeah, that was really a fun moment to be in.
All right, well, we expect we'll see you at World, so congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Al?
Well, that's what you're supposed to do if you can through the pressure. Have fun. And it looked like Ragan Smith did that.
That's why I say that hip-hop has done more damage to young African Americans than racism in recent years.
I live about my DNA. This is my heritage, all I'm inheriting. Money and power, the maker. I got loyalty, got royalty inside my DNA. Cocaine quarter piece, got war and peace inside my DNA. I got power, poison, pain, and joy inside my DNA.
Nice getaway, Sticks. So, you're a pet doctor. At least that's what the Google says.
Isn't Pops a hoot? Did you just say Pops? Is this your dad? No. Oh. Thank goodness.
Yeah, I'm her granddad.
You know, I was gonna bow out of game night. Not anymore.
All jeans on sale, up to 50% off. No time to spare.
Finally, my own space. It looks dreamy. And I didn't blow my budget. I found it all at Ross. Organized. And I saved so much. Genius. See? You gotta go to Ross.
We took things up with our new signature sriracha sandwich. It's topped with crispy onions, fresh baby spinach, and kale. Then we took it up some more with an exclusive Sriracha Mac Sauce. Now at McDonald's for a limited time.
Regards.
Sorry, I was eating a Milky Way.
I take a bite of you, come play with me.
It's balanced. It's easy drinking. It's refreshing. It's what American Lager was born to be. Welcome to the High Life.
You've got popcorn all over your lap. For your information, I was not lotioning.
I try to keep telling myself to be fearless.
A new champion, 17 years of age, Karen Chen.
When I'm out there on the ice, I have to be magical.
The 2017 P&G Gymnastics Championships have been brought to you by Pantene. Strong is beautiful. Our ride awaits. All right, the final results, it was a blowout in the end. Ragan Smith wins by 3.4. Jordan Childs, remember she sat down in the vault and she's going to get a silver medal in a moment. Riley McCusker hangs on to the bronze medal. Trinity Thomas needed a 14.5. She got a 14.2, so it was close, but it was 0.3 that put her off the podium. Now, the question is, how does this World Championship puzzle get put together?
Yeah, well, that young lady is, without a doubt, going to make that team unless she's injured, you know, so, but there were a lot of athletes that showed themselves and showed that they can contribute and are medal contenders.
And when you think about it, Nastia, the reason they're only foregoing, the United States has been so dominantly good that the other countries, for the most part, can't keep up with that depth.
Yeah, and the year after the Olympic Games, it's always just an individual world championship, so no team competition, but there will be that all-around finals, just like super important. Ragan has a chance to get an all-around medal, potentially a gold, so there's a lot at stake in a few weeks.
0.65 in this competition, but she wins it by 3.4. Ragan Smith, congratulations. Remember, the World Championships in October from Montreal can be seen on the NBC networks. Coming up next on NBC, it's American Ninja Warrior. For our entire NBC sports crew here in Anaheim, California, I'm Al Troutwig for Tim Daggett, Nastia Lukin, Andrea Joyce, Ragan Smith, Riley McCusker, Jordan Childs, your medalists here in California at the Honda Center.
Is that my phone? You're lying!
I need you to do this for me. It's just a 2-minute video. It won't hurt you. Open the door! Julia! I need you to help me. Almost watched it. We've all watched it.
To get your kids to eat fruit every day, show them a fun, silly way to do it. Take an orange. Not only does it give them their daily dose of vitamin C, it can also provide their daily dose of fun. The more you know.
predictability. The milkman, the paperboy, the evening TV.